This video is going to be on how to prevent and fix fender rust on the truck, but first we got to do some preventative measures.
Hey, damn it!
70s, 80s, and more on Rocky 98.5. Now go get some Q-tips.
Dang, damn it! We just went kayaking, and look at all this stuff that we picked up out of the water. I could tell. I mean, yeah, if your tube deflates, it's not the best thing in the world, but try to be able to just pull it with you somehow, swim with it, and the gators and the sharks. You got all this freaking plastic. Dang plastic. Look at this. I filled up the whole back of the kayak and everything, and turn that off! Too much trash, man, but we're cleaning up the creek and doing what's right. So thanks for the help if you guys are out there doing the same thing.
First step is always to wash the road salt off once or twice a week. After that, you're going to want to do these preventative measures several times a year. I'm going to show you how to fix the fender rust. So let's get to that now. Drop the tailgate and take down the tail lights. Got 2 bolts here and take the tail lights out of the truck. Pull these suckers out to your tail light, and you want to spray in there as much as you can all the way down and all the way up to the top of the fender there. Well, if you got a power washer, it'd work even better. Don't try to spray too hard, but you want to get all areas you can at all angles with a hose, can with water. Get on top of that fender for sure. Spray up if you can as well. Yeah, you also want to pull out your dang fender liners out of the truck. Now for the frickin' hard part. Yep, rust. As you can see, birds starting to bird's nest inside of the frame of the truck. Not a good sign. That means more rust. The reason why these wells rust so much, you can see 2 panels meet. Well, that's it along the whole way, and then dirt and salt get trapped under there, and it starts rusting out really bad. You can see I coated the whole liner, which probably helped a bit of the rust, but as for where panels meet, like right there, it's not good, like along up here. Just as I suspected. But I do have an extension on the ends of the hose that makes it kind of function as a power washer. Someone over there. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Why are there freaking tape on? I live in the Pennsylvania area, so we get the bad road salt all the way down, especially right here. The paint is chipped and it's starting to rust. I don't know why it ain't showing up too well. There it is. You can see it rusting going. It's on the way out. See, it's all bubbling, rusting, and this whole fender is way down the top part here and inside the lip there on both sides, and you can see freaking filthy there. What I'm gonna do now is sand it down and then we'll paint it. So you can see these places with the rust. Try to catch the flakes, get all that loose paint off of there, and then try to sand down all the brown rust, sand it all down and try to get it down to the middle. The whole edge of the fender there is in cahoots with the rust. There are a lot of different ways you can go about this. You can get proxies, adhesion promoters, enamels, fillers, bondo, and body fill it, or you can just cut out the whole fender well and get a whole new piece of metal there. You can weld it in there that they make for the body of the truck, and it cuts out like that on each side of the bed and bedside repair, but it's very expensive, and then you gotta paint match the whole thing. But if you just want a good job done to get that rust out of the way, make it look a little bit better, cheapest price possible, just apply the paint now. I'm thinking I'm gonna get my paintbrush. I'm going to get my touch-up paint that I got from the body shop, a little cup like this. I'm going to put that directly onto the sanded part. You want to make sure that it's sanded down to where it's just metal. Apply it right onto that. Putting 2 or 3 layers over all that, or clear coat and put that over 3 or 4 coats. Road salt is the real culprit for this one. If you can keep that road salt off your truck, then you'll keep the rust off your truck as well, especially if you got a brand new one, or if you can just keep the salt off your truck for the future here on out. It'll postpone the rust from returning for a while. Yeah, the salt is the #1 culprit on this. You got to make sure that you wash off the truck, but this should be a way to postpone its return, try to stop it in its place. It's probably the easiest for the guys with like a dark color truck or a black truck, because then you can just sand it down and then just spray some Rust-Oleum rust proofer or whatever you can, pour 15 and just coat that whole thing away. You want to sand down as much as you can to about the metal, like I got it right there. See how clean I got that metal here opposed to there? You want to sand it down as much as you can. So after you dispose your paint chip collection from in that can after you've sanded, you want to throw that away in the trash or something. You want to take some touch-up paint brush, put the paint right onto the spot. Make sure it's a wooden brush, by the way. Yes, 3 or 4, 2 or 3 more layers and you should be good. Just you want to coat that over. It's not the prettiest job in the world, but hey, it's gonna work. It's gonna keep that rust away. Rust will destroy the entire body of the vehicle eventually. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you got something from this. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching it. Just let me know if you like this video. Thank you. There we go. Just went around the whole fender well with a touch of paint several times. At the end of the day, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as the bare metal is covered. After all, well, this is my daily off-road commuter mud truck.
Something's wrong with this car right now. The service engine light is on. I'm reduced acceleration. I'm using gas extremely fast. I smell sulfur in the cab right now. I don't know what's going on here, man. It's about to explode. Too, it sounds like a 1930s. This dang rock! Car is gone again. We dropped it off and I don't know what's going on with it. It's on its 3rd transmission right now. It's on its 2nd engine and the car fails again. It's might get its 3rd engine now. The sulfur smell was rolling into the cab. I was getting sick because of it. Thought it was gonna explode the way it sounded. Jump start to get it actually started up. Try to look in the engine bay. I try to look underneath. I couldn't address or see any visible signs of what the issue could be. Another issue with it, but I'm trying to get 20 more years out of it, man. I'm trying to drive a 40-year-old car. Got the new Nissan Fummins and I already got new rims for it. We're going to be starting a new off-road beater rebuild and see how long this truck lasts.
Little knob that turns the interior lighting on. You press it and it's a dome light button and it'll turn off that light even though you have your approach lighting and exit lighting, which has to do with the outside lights, which I didn't know, but that is actually what it was. What we're going to get to today is getting this fender liners in. I'm going to show you how they get in there. I think since the beginning of time and up until about 2014, Chevy has never put wheel liners from the factory inside of their truck. A lot of aftermarket companies offer it. Get my liner back in here. I'm going to show you how to get those in. Got it in the bed, I think. Picked up a ton of trash on the way. I'm going to throw this liner in. Then I tried to power wash it off. I've scrubbed it out and you can see it's still kind of faded. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how hard it is to get these things in here. Do I recommend them? Not really. They're kind of pieces of junk out of all aftermarket liners. Plus they're plastic. I get it in this. All right, without further ado. Dang it. Ow! Alright. There. Ooh, we got it. We'll wipe that sucker off.